Welcome to another session. Today we will be learning about an important concept, that is trigonometric identity. Before this, I have done one more video that is on fundamentals of trigonometry. Please watch that particular video. It is less than just 10 minutes. You will understand very foundation of trigonometry, and then that will definitely help you what I am going to tell you in this particular session. I am going to give you link of that particular video in the description of this video, so please watch out that. Okay, without wasting our time, let us go straight back to our topic. So what is trigonometric identity? Okay, so where do we call that it is a trigonometric identity? It is an equation and that will involve the angle theta and is true for every value of theta, not one or two values of theta. Every single value of theta, this equation should be valid. Then only it will be called a trigonometric identity. So you remember three things. First is it is an equation. It should involve an angle theta and this should be true for every value of theta. If these three is fulfilled, then it will be called as trigonometric identity. Now let's see what are the different types of trigonometric identity. The first of them is reciprocal or inverse relationships. I am telling there are 6 trigonometric ratios I am mentioning here, and we will see how the inverse relationships is holding good of these trigonometric identities. So sin theta will be equal to 1 upon cosec theta. Cosec theta will be 1 upon sec theta. Tan theta will be 1 upon cot theta. Similarly, if sin theta is 1 upon cosec theta, or sin theta is the inverse of cosec theta, then the cosec theta will be inverse of sin theta. Similarly, sec theta will be inverse of cos theta. Cot theta will be inverse of tan theta. So these are the inverse relationships or reciprocal relationships. Remember them. If you are not able to understand why sin theta will be inverse of cosec theta, please do watch out that video I was talking about in the earlier of this video, that is the fundamentals of trigonometry. That will clear all your concepts, all the fundamental concepts around trigonometry, and you will be easily able to grasp these concepts as well. In the interest of the time, I am not going to repeat the same things. Please go out and watch that video. It is just less than 10 minutes video. So you can complete that in just during your lunch. Just less than 10 minutes video. Okay. Let's go to other type of trigonometric identities. One type of trigonometric identities we have already studied, that is the reciprocal relations. We will go to the next type of identities. So what is that? Let's see, it's a square relations. We'll study what are these square relationships. I'm going to draw a right angle triangle here. This is theta, this is the right angle, this will be the base, this will be the hypotenuse, and this will be the perpendicular. And I am going to write the Pythagoras theorem. If you do not understand Pythagoras theorem, comment me in this video, or I am going to create a separate video on Pythagoras theorem. I am not detailing out the Pythagoras theorem here in the interest of the time. Please do comment if you really need a video on Pythagoras theorem. I am ready to do that on a separate video. So okay, what is Pythagoras theorem? It is p square plus b square is equal to h square. square of perpendicular plus square of the base will be always equal to the square of the hypotenuse. What I am going to do is divide both sides by h square. So in that case, the equations will still remain same. So p square by h square plus b square by h square will be equal to h square by h square. So p by h square will be equal to sin square theta plus b square by h square will become cos square theta. This will become to h square by h square, that will be 1. So the first square relationship comes out to sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. You can then change it saying that sin square theta will be equal to 1 minus cos square theta. We can also say that. Or you can say cos square theta is equal to 1 minus sin square theta. Whichever way you can call it. So the first square relationships you understood. I'm pretty sure if you understand this way, then this type of concepts will remain in your mind for a very long time. Now let's go to the next square relation. So again I am telling you all my square relations I am going to derive from this single theorem, that is the Pythagoras theorem. I am not going to erase it, I will keep it. This time we are going to divide by p square. So what will happen to the equation? P square by p square plus b square by p square is equal to h square by p square. So p square by p square becomes 1. B square by p square will become cot square theta, and h square by p square will become cosec square theta. So this will be the second. Otherwise, what I can do is I can keep the numeric at one side. I can keep all the variables on the other side. So that will essentially become cosec square theta minus cot square theta, because cot square theta is transferred to the other side. Then 1 is remaining. So this becomes our second square relationship. You can twist it and make it this way, or you can say that cosec square theta minus 1 also become cot square theta. Whichever way you like, this is the second square relationship. We'll go to the third one. So we have divided by h square already, we have divided by p square already, the remaining is b square. Let's divide this by b square both sides. So what will happen? P square by b square plus b square by b square is equal to h square by b square. P by b becomes tan theta. So it is tan square theta plus 1. H by b is your sec square theta. So therefore you can write sec square theta minus tan square theta becomes 1. The tan square theta I just moved to the other side, so it becomes negative. Sec square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. This will be the third type of square relationships. So now hopefully you would have understood this type of relationships or this type of trigonometric identities. Typically in exams you will be asked to prove that the equation is correct. You will be given one equation which will have a left hand side, which will have a right hand side, and in between there will be equation symbol, and you will be asked that you prove that the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. So you have three options. One is you break down your left hand side and arrive at right hand side, that is your option 1. The other way you can do is you start from right hand side, simplify it, and you will arrive at left hand side. So you will call it as option 2. If option 1 and option 2 is you are very confused, then there is another way where you can simplify both LHS and RHS and bring them to a common conclusion, single conclusion, then also you can say that LHS is equal to RHS, and that is your option 3. Now the question comes is, how do you know that which option to use? Because you are time compressed. In your exams you will be hardly given much of the time to think. I'm going to give you a trick that will be helpful in deciding which option you should choose. Depending upon the complexity, your option you have to choose. How? If your LHS is more complex, then use the option 1. If this is more complex, use option 1. If RHS is very complex, then use option 2. If this is more complex, use option 2. If you see that complexity wise both are complex and therefore you are not able to decide whether option 1 or option 2 you have to use, then use the option 3. Simplify both sides, bring to a single conclusion. Hopefully you would have got deep insight into the trigonometric identity. In the next session we will be discussing about values of trigonometric ratios for complementary angles. So watch out for that. Do subscribe to the channel and stay up to date, because you will get the notifications if you have subscribed it. And I'm going to tell you very fundamental things that will help you not only in your secondary education but in the higher secondary education as well, and even in the engineering also. So the way that I'm going to teach you is going to stay in your mind for a very long time, and these are the very fundamentals, and you should know these things and you should be mastering these things. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Do give a thumbs up to this video and subscribe and share among your friends so that they also can be benefited out of this video. Thank you very much.